Thanks to our great sponsors, Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, Jerry Goebel and State Farm Insurance, Richmond, Express Roofing, we've got you covered, expressroofing.net, Cumberland Valley National Bank in Richmond and Berea, Luxury Pet Services in Richmond, Time Warner Cable, Equipment Sales and Rentals, Madison County Schools, Tatum Enterprises, and Real Life Community Church, myrealchurch.org. We want to be sure and thank our fine sponsors, Berea Online, First Gear, WKYT.com, and the Colonel Sports Card Shop. A shout out to another great sponsor, Journey Auto and Boat Sales in Richmond. And welcome to another great sponsor, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, Chris Hornsby in Highland Park.
Welcome to the Coach Mark Center Show. Hi, I'm Samantha Burford with Madison County School Sports Television. We want you to watch the Coach Mark Center Show.
We look forward to seeing you on Madison County School Sports Television.
Okay, right there. It's the Mark Center Show from the Jack Burford Chevrolet Studios in Richmond, Kentucky. Now with your host, Samantha Burford.
Welcome back to the Head Coach Mark Center Show. I'm Samantha Burford. We're here at Jack Burford Chevrolet, and I'm here with head football coach Mark Centers. Coach, let's talk about last Friday night's game. It started out fantastic.
Yes.
You started out with a field goal, and the first half was fabulous.
Yeah, we got out of the gates pretty well. You know, it would have been nice to finish off a couple of those early drives with touchdowns. Might have put us in a little bit better spot, later in the game. But we both teams were 100% in the red zone and scoring opportunities, and of course Landon was able to keep us in the game there early on. He had the good field goal to help us finish the drive early when we stalled out there inside the 10, and then the 45-yarder was a big one, and it kind of kept the momentum going, kept things close. There for a long time. So it was a good start. You know, we third quarter kind of got to us a little bit. Third quarter gave us a little bit of trouble. That's something that we've just got to continue to work to continue to try to correct. The fourth quarter ended up being very good again. You know, we've just got to it's something we've been working towards all year. To be quite honest, has been putting 4 quarters together and playing the full 48 minutes, and that's something we continue to work towards.
Yeah, their high-powered offense really kind of took control of the game. In the third quarter, that was definitely it. That was where,
Yeah, well, they came out and was able to score, and then I think we gave them the ball back really quickly. I believe we may have fumbled and gave them the ball back very quickly. We were driving. Johan had a big run, a run that honestly he nearly broke. On the fumble, and that gave them the ball back quickly, and they were able to score again. And I think our time of possession was we only had the ball for maybe a minute and a half of the third quarter, and made them drive. And that it was a big turnaround for sure. Those are those type of games. Not taking anything away from Lafayette. Lafayette's a fantastic team. Yeah. We obviously, it's very well publicized the talented young men that they have. Already 2 Kentucky commits, with Landon Young for this year's class and Walker Wood for the 2017 class. And then, the Mason Alstad is committed to Wofford, and, he's had larger offers but seems to be a very solid Wofford commit. And then, of course, the guy who may be the best of them all, the big junior tackle, Jedrick Wills, who is by all accounts just going to be one of the best linemen in the Southeast coming out next year in 2017 class. So they're a very good team, very good football team. I was proud of our kids. I was proud of the way that we've been bitten pretty hard by the injury bug, especially of late. At one time I looked out there in the third quarter And with the exception of our 2 outside linebackers and our 2 corners, we had basically the starting JV defense on the field. And certainly,
I didn't know that.
certainly backups at each position.
Yeah.
Had backup safety in, had backup inside linebackers in, had backup defensive linemen in, and so and that's what we tell those guys. That's why you have to practice hard every day. That's why when you are in those positions, you have to be ready. You have to be ready at a moment's notice and ready to play, and that's why the practice time is so important, and the JV games that we've been developing, allowing them to have playing time where they can develop their game. It's really important because you never know when that moment's going to come that you have to be called upon to fill the position on the field, and when that time comes, you have to be ready.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to the first quarter. You guys scored your first 3 out of 4 possessions. Were you surprised at all the first time Lafayette got the ball? They scored a touchdown right there first time.
Well, we
rushed 99 yards, I think.
We drove down and kicked the field goal, and then the ensuing kickoff, Allstott caught it, and he was flirting with the goal line, to be honest about it, and I honestly think that's what happened. I think our coverage team may have let up just a little bit because they thought that the ball was going into the end zone. Landon's had several touchbacks this year, and I think perhaps and we were on them. I know Coach Kirk is very diligent about telling them, fill those lanes full speed. We want them running full speed all the way down, even if it goes out the back of the end zone. We want them full speed and finishing up in the end zone. And I think we perhaps let up a little bit and had at least 2 people out of position. And with a guy as talented a return man as Allstott is, he was able to find that crease and go. So, but then we turned around and counter-punched right back and drove the football down. To be outsized as we were on both the offensive and the defensive lines, and I mean that's we honestly have been the smallest team that we've in all of our games this year.
I agree.
We've got Omer and
he's your biggest
lunchbox. Blake Hammonds, we call him Lunchbox. He's a good sized kid for a sophomore and did a phenomenal job. Because Lafayette would put Landon and Jedrick in on defense at the defensive ends, and that's what I told him in film the other day. He's put in a tough spot as a sophomore, going in there and starting on the low line, and for the biggest part of the night, he's blocking a kid that's going to be playing in the Southeastern Conference next year, and did a pretty good job. There were some mistakes, there were some things he's got to do better, but over the course of a game, when you only find 6 or 7 plays where he could have done better, that means that there are probably about 40 plays where he did awfully well against a kid who's going to be playing in the Southeastern Conference next year, and as did the rest of our guys. I was kind of singling him out a little bit there, but he did a great job, and for the most part of the night, and we ran the football well. Again, that was kind of what I was getting to. To be outsized as we were, we ran for 260 yards and had a couple called back, and probably would honestly, take away the fumble that Johan had, and we're probably up close to 300 yards rushing, and really a couple of drop passes away from throwing for well over 100 and being up near 400 and 450 yards of offense against a very good football team. And like we told the kids in film on Monday, it just goes to show just how close we are to really getting over the hump, and that when we play our game, when we play well and eliminate the mistakes from turnovers and penalties, I feel like we're an awfully good football team.
Yeah.
We've weathered the storm with those type of things. We've weathered the storm with injuries, and we've weathered the storm with a lot of things. And here we sit with 2 games to go at 4-4. We've got a huge game against GRC this week, and then another huge game next week to round out the regular season. And our guys, with the exception of the couple guys like Omer and a couple more who dressed some varsity their freshman year, the rest of these guys have never had a winning season on the varsity level. So, that's a real goal for us, is to finish out this year strong, try to get a couple of wins here going to close out the regular season, and do our level best to secure a winning season. And now all of a sudden, like we were at the beginning of the year when we ran off the 3 games in a row, now all of a sudden we're hot again, and we're rolling into the playoffs on a little win streak, and looking forward to seeing what happens there. Because as you know, that's our main objective, is to try to prepare for the playoffs. And certainly we need to finish strong in order to be well prepared for the playoffs.
Well, you guys are 4-4. Do you think, in your mind, going in back to preseason, is this where you thought your team would be?
You know, it's so hard to say. You know, honestly, I thought we'd be 8-0. You know, it's just, but again, I was really proud of what Bryce said because, you know, during we actually, so that they know, so that I didn't mess up
Yeah.
here, we pre-recorded the seniors, so you'll hear Bryce say this in just a bit. But you know, what he mentioned is that we have to go into every game expecting to win. And that's exactly the mentality that we're trying to get across. You know, this is a tough game, and there's nothing that I know that you can do in life where you can walk in expecting to fail. You know, even you know, a baseball player that walks up to a Major League Baseball player probably fails 70% of the time, but that means he's a 300 hitter and is probably going to be an all-star. So, you know, but that guy does not walk up to the plate expecting to strike out. He walks up the plate expecting to hit it. And, you know, and overall, that's got to be the same in all things, you know, whether you're starting a business or going to college or whatever it is you're doing, you have to walk in expecting to succeed, and that's what we're trying to get. That's where we're trying to get our young men. They've certainly put in the work to expect to win. They've put in the work in the off season, the summer, and the work in practice and things like that, and so they have the right to expect to step on the field and succeed. Right. And you know, we now what we've got to do is put the confidence behind that mentality and play the game to the best of our ability. And we're getting there. Again, we're getting a little bit better every week.
How did you change their mentality from that third quarter to the fourth quarter? Because it was almost like the third quarter was a blur. How did you switch them out of that slump into, you know what, we're going to score some more?
Well,
we're not quitting.
Yeah, I'll be honest about it. I don't think the mentality really changed. I just think we stopped making mistakes.
Oh, okay.
And you know, we started executing again, and we were able to contain them a little bit better. You know, and just, you know, again, it's just kind of how the flow of the game went. I mentioned to Nathan in the paper, you know, after the game, you know, we made a lot more plays this week than we did the previous weeks against Lafayette, but there were a lot more plays that needed to be made. And Lafayette just made more plays than we did, and that's what the game came down to. Is Lafayette made more plays in critical times than we did. You know, I fully think, honestly, if we had played as well against Tates Creek as we did offensively against Lafayette, I think that game could have had a different result. But, you know, again, there's nothing you can do about that except just press on and keep playing, and that's what we're going to do.
Right. Do you think your group of seniors this year, as we're going to meet here in a minute, which, of course, as you said, we've already spoken to, they're a group of fine young men.
Yes.
They're wonderful guys. You've had no challenges or difficulties as far as keeping them, you know, they're not in the paper, let's put it that way, as far as being in trouble.
If they were in the paper, then they would not be in the paper. If they were in the paper and not the sports section, then we would probably not ever have a chance to be in the sports section. But
so it's a group of great young men.
They're awesome guys, and I think I've probably mentioned before, you know, the really nice thing is when we do get interest from college recruiters, when we do get interest from folks, and when I'm able to come to something like this and talk about our guys, or you know, they're really good guys. You know, they're strong students. They're good kids in the classroom. You know, and they're kids. I mean, you know, there's going to be times where you got to get onto them a little bit. There's going to be times where you got to say, hey, you know, let's make sure we're doing this the right way. But overall, just a really, really good group of young men that have been through a lot in their high school careers, and you know, when you think about the work that they've put in over the course of over the course of 4 full years, you know, and obviously, you know, in our class we've got a couple of guys who moved in and who didn't play early on and are now and things like that. But when you think about the amount of work that they've put in over the course of time, you know, it really shows a lot of dedication and perseverance and character. Because they continue to do so, and we're very proud of that. And you know, they're going to be the basis of what helps us turn this program back around, and hopefully build this program back to where we all believe that it should be.
Exactly. You've got your one player that is a transfer from Clark County. How do you think that's going to go Friday night?
Well, I'm sure it'll be a very special night for Austin. I would imagine that it would be both special and difficult in a lot of ways. Clearly, he's going to want to play very well, and my hope is that he just doesn't put too much pressure on himself to perform. My hope is that he performs well, you know, and he's, you know, he's a guy who came in and like I say, transferred in after spring ball, didn't even have the benefit of going through spring ball with us, and has really done a great job of picking up our systems, and, you know, completely different than what he's had, you know, totally different from what he's had coming, you know, all up through his formative years, I guess, of football, and so, you know, the fact that he's come in and been a really key backup for us, you know, he's been a you know, he worked himself into the too deep on the safety spot, you know, just out of sheer work and being knowledgeable about the game, and you know, he had a desire to play quarterback. You know, we're pretty deep at quarterback right now, but he showed willingness to not only do that but do other things, and you know, quite frankly, you know, it looks like he's going to have an opportunity to play quite a lot this week. So I hope it's a special night for him, and I hope we're able to all work together, him included, and get a big win for our program.
Well, let's talk about the Southern game that will be coming up in 2 weeks. You know, a lot of those young men have played with some of the Southern players, you know, throughout their lifetime in club sports, and even if they didn't play football together, maybe as they were little, they were on a soccer team together, or, you know, baseball, all that. So, you know, they know a lot of these kids. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, again, it is the next one, so very, very, very important game, and you know, I'm excited about the game. I feel like, you know, you're glad that we're getting to host it. You know, we're hoping that you know, Friday Night Lights or something comes in with KYT. Maybe we've got helicopters flying over too.
That'd be kind of fun,
you know,
wouldn't it?
we'll you know, those type of things. You know. Certainly, there'll be a little bit of different atmosphere around the game, just because there was so much attention around Damien last year. But at the same time, you know, Southern has as they've gotten progressively healthier over the season, has certainly put together a very fine season as they get ready to go battle for a district championship on Friday night. And you know, and again, you know, we started off hot, and we've kind of grinded through the middle of the season, but we really feel like that we're right on the verge of finishing very strong. And you know, I think it'll be a huge game. I think it'll be a great atmosphere. We're looking forward to it. You know, with it being the night before, you know, I'm hoping that our student section will pull off a little blackout theme and do some things like that'll get the crowd going. Our student section has been so good all year long. You know, we want to keep that. We hope that, you know, we hope that our stadium is every bit as packed as it was last year, and you know, a good night of football, and it's to me, it's just a really, really special way to end the season. I think it's, you know, I myself, I think it's the perfect time to play the game, wrapping up the last game of the regular season. Both of our district schedules will be wrapped up, so we'll know what we're doing, and we can go play that game and get after it and compete, and the next week root for each other in the playoffs.
That's exactly right. Wouldn't that be nice? Now, do you personally know Coach Clark? Do you guys ever talk to each other? Do you?
Well, just in passing, you know. Okay. I mean, we probably know each other professionally more so than personally, but yeah, I mean, he's done a great job. You know, ever since he took over at Madison Southern, he's done a fantastic job of establishing the program, and you know, and I know he's working hard as we are to get involved with his feeder programs and try to build, and you know, something that he said several times to me is that I respect and I feel very similar to is, you know, he like I do think that Madison County can be one of the hotbeds of football in Central Kentucky. There's no reason why it can't, and there, you know, we certainly both schools have access to the players, and we're blessed to have the facilities and all the pieces that go into it. So, you know, as both of our programs work to get into our middle schools and get our systems established there, and reach down into the youth league level and get those.
That was my next question, because that is one of his big, you know, proponents, is that he wants to get these kids, young men, learning the plays middle school and before.
Yes.
And I was getting ready to say, I'm sure you agree with them.
You will, and you know, I mean, it's a tried and true method, you know, and again, you know, I'm sure we probably have different ways of going about it. You know, my philosophy is I don't want to micromanage anybody, but I definitely want to get our base systems and our base terminology and base drills and things involved so that, you know, when as the kids progress through the program, they are familiar with what we're doing, and you know, there's there's a lot of our philosophy is it's a lot easier to fit a system to a player than it is a player to a system, because we can't recruit, we can't pick and choose. We've got who we've got in our school. And so, our systems have to be flexible enough that we can help them be successful within that system. And one year, if you've got a particularly huge line, which I'm really, really looking forward to the year when we have a particularly huge line, I'm hoping we get some size developed over the course of time.
Yeah.
Then you can do some things, and maybe if you're undersized one year, you do a little bit different things. But the big thing is just putting athletes in position to make plays, and hopefully when we get them in position to make plays, they're going to make them.
Well, there's two players I definitely want to talk about. We need to talk about Landon White. We want to talk about your kicker, and then we need to talk about Zach Harden.
Okay.
I'll let you pick who you want to talk about first.
Well, you mentioned Landon first, so I'll take off with that one. He's done a great job, and really proud of him. He's doing some stuff off the field as well. The article in the paper with his Kick It for Cancer campaign that he's got going, and that's a very special thing that going as well. And I encourage folks to go to kickit.org and search Landon White, and that even if it's just a couple of bucks, even if it's a quarter per kick,
right. It adds up.
You can guarantee that money is going towards a true fight against cancer, and that's something that's really good. And of course, obviously, he had a solid night the other night. He's been very, very solid all year long. He's battled through a little bit of issues with his back, but by Friday night he's usually ready to go, and he's done a great job. And then Zach, as you mentioned, of course, he's putting together a very solid year. It's in no way do I want to sound like I'm being negative towards our receivers, because we have a very skilled and talented group of receivers, but there are times where we've got to catch the football better for him. But at the same time, that's just part of the team concept. We've all got to do our job. There are times that we've got to block better. There are times that we've got to tackle better. There are times that Zach needs to make a little better decision. But overall, as a team, I feel like that we're moving in the right direction in that, and I feel like Zach's doing a very good job of leading our offense and helping us get the ball where it needs to be.
Well, the good news, he's going to get even better for next year.
Absolutely. He's growing. I think he's still growing. I looked at him the other day and thought, man, are you a little bit taller?
And he probably is.
And he works very, very hard on his own, in the off season as well. He got some things that he does with some private lessons that he has that definitely helps him, and he's a student of the game, and he's learning how to play the position of quarterback very, very well. He's been on several recruiting trips here lately and things like that, so we'll be really excited to see how that develops over the course of the winter and spring. And again, he's a great kid, 4.0 student.
What more could you ask for?
If at least high 3.9s, I'm pretty sure he's 4.0.
Yeah, let's just give it a 4.
But he's right.
Rounding up.
Yeah, he's right there. If he's had a B, he hadn't had many.
Yeah.
And so he's just doing a really good job, and that's like I say, another one of the great kids that. It makes you very happy as a coach that when teachers recognize, hey, your quarterback's a good kid, and all of our kids. It's special for him as it is for all of our players.
Well, and we got to at least give a shout out to the 45-yard long.
Yeah.
The field goal by Landon White.
He hit
long.
He hit a 55-yarder in practice the other day.
Okay.
And he's.
So you weren't surprised that went in?
No. I mean, we put him out there confident that he was going to make it, and field goal kicking, a lot of things has to go right. Any of those guys will tell you that. I guess in a lot of ways there's a lot of truth to that whole concept of it's like a golf swing. You get one thing out of whack on a golf swing, and it's trouble. But he
the wind blowing the wrong way.
Yeah. But no, we had full confidence out there, and
I think he did too.
Oh yeah. He because he's worked and earned that confidence. That's kind of what I was saying earlier. That's how you earn confidence. You by work. That's the only way to earn confidence. You gain confidence knowing that you're going to get something done because you've worked your tail off and you can get it done.
Yeah.
And that's all part of the culture that we're trying to change. and all part of the concepts that we're trying to get these young men to believe in.
Yeah. I'm sure you know the field goal kicker for Southern is a girl.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Chessie Sybil.
Mm-hmm.
Will that be, that won't be any different for you guys, but I just want to know, your thoughts on having a girl on that team.
No, we won't prepare any differently.
Yeah.
It's a great thing. It's a great thing.
Because we've not talked about that,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
kind of unusual.
Yeah,
Here
it's
in
a
the
great
county.
thing. And she's not only representing her school well, and I'm sure
Our
she's
state.
a great kid and great student, but representing her family well too.
Yeah.
Several of her uncles played here. They
Right.
played at Central, and then
Right.
I actually was a teammate of her uncle Aaron. So. It's a real good thing for them, and it's neat to see.
It'll be kind of fun to watch, won't it?
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a nice crowd pleaser, but we're gonna root. Who do we root for? I'm asking my boss because that's good. We're just gonna remain neutral in Switzerland, right there. I'm gonna root for whoever's got the ball because we will be there and it will be fun. It'll be fun to watch you both.
The defensive coordinators will not appreciate you rooting for whoever has the ball, but I mean that's what you got to go with.
You're right.
She's back there saying root for Madison Central, so I think
Yeah,
maybe
she'll be finally getting to cheer.
I think maybe that should be the way you should lean, but hey, you do what you got to do.
I think that's probably you can't say. And so really I am neutral because I didn't go to either school. So
Sure.
I'm just going to remain Switzerland. So there we go. Okay, so I also have to ask you about halftime. And we're just going to make light of it because it definitely was nothing that you could have done about it. But obviously, for those of you that don't know, you had the dance team that had, some of the young kids out there. That was a lot of fun. They did a Thriller performance and brought in some kids, and that was a lot of fun. Then you had our state champion marching band that came out and did their full performance. I knew when I talked to you, just in my head, I was adding up the time. I thought, this is going to last longer than what they're going to give us. And I even said to you, I said, did you guys get extra time?
Yeah, I remember asking that. And the truth is it's just a really unfortunate set of circumstances that neither Mr. Barton and his band students nor myself and my team could handle at all. I mean, there was absolutely nothing either of us could have done about it. And the thing that's tough is the circumstance has led to some sort of artificial belief that there's some sort of animosity between the two, and there's not. I mean, there's the
oh,
thing,
good. I didn't know that. So we're just putting that to rest.
Yeah, I mean, there's no. We support them fully, and I had a very, very good conversation with Mr. Barton on Monday, and and quite frankly, I don't think Drew would have a problem with me saying this in the world. He told us both on Sunday and Monday. He said, "Look," he said, "this was something that we should have taken care of administratively. We overbooked halftime, and things just didn't work out. But I have a great deal of respect for Mr. Barton and the band program. Obviously, they have been very successful at a high level, and quite frankly, they've been successful at the level that we want to attain.
Right.
We want to be successful at a state championship level." I'll be honest with you. Us coaches, and anybody who knows me very well knows that I spend a tremendous amount of time around Madison Central High School.
Yes.
It may be 2:30 in the morning and I may be there, and it may be 7:30 in the morning and I may be there, and it may be 6:30 or 7:30 or 8:30 in the evening and I may be there, and that doesn't matter if it's Monday through Sunday. I'm there. But who else I see there almost as much as me, or
Mr.
probably
Barton.
as much? I see those band folks there.
Yeah.
And in the summertime when our kids are out there in the heat working, their kids are
The
out there in
band's
the
out
heat
there, too.
working, and in the wintertime when it's cold, they're working, and all of our activities, all of our kids and activities at Madison Central work very hard. I mean, we're out there in practice at 7:30 in the morning in the summertime. And about 8:05, here comes the volleyball team out running the track to go to the weight room, and then before long you see baseball kids coming in working, and all of our kids deserve the same amount of respect because our kids are working hard, and I hope that they see the same thing towards us. But I assure you that we understand that it now was it a bad situation? Yes,
Yeah,
it was. And was I hot? Absolutely. But there's no denying that. I wouldn't deny that, because it'd be foolish for me to deny that, because we're in the middle of a hot district battle. And we need every ounce that we can get.
Yeah, especially to warm up.
Yeah, just the same as Mr. Barton in the middle of a hot band competition would
mid-season.
You mentioned before, I'm pretty schedule oriented and pretty regimented as far as my schedule goes, and just like they are, and it really does dramatically impact kids. When things get a step off, or when things get a little bit off as far as time goes, it's really tough. But again, there was nothing that Mr. Barton could have done about that whatsoever. No. There's nothing his kids could have done about that whatsoever. And our kids, all we wanted to do was go out and finish our district ball game against Lafayette.
Yeah.
So
the band kids were pretty professional about it, because the referees walked right through them.
Yeah, it shows the focus that they're doing, because they did a great job.
They didn't stop.
And and to Lafayette's credit, they're down on the other end of the field, and they're
waiting it out too.
They're waiting it out.
Well, let me ask you. Yeah. The head referee, he walked right past Mr. Barton, and it looked like he came to you, and it looked like he was saying, "I'm going to throw the flag," and then he didn't throw the flag, so we were all like, "Okay, we're okay, they're almost done." But then he did. Yeah. Well, so was he just kind of waiting it out to see? Was he stirring? He was stirring.
Jay did the very best he could, because he had to be. He was in a situation that was very difficult too.
Yeah, his hands were tied.
He had to be fair to both teams, and Lafayette sitting over there waiting. So it was a tough situation, and he did what he had to do, and we did what we had to do, and it's over and done with. And again, seriously, as far as I'm concerned, it's over and done with, and I hope that it's over and done with for everyone. Quite frankly, because that's not going to help either of our programs attain what we want, and what we want is to win ball games and win state championships, and for everybody.
And you want to pack the house, so you want to have a lot going on, which is good.
That's exactly.
Because you want the band parents to see how great your program is, and for the football parents to see how great the dance and the band programs are.
Yeah, well,
we got to time manage a little better.
Yeah, and I know that Mr. Munson and Mr. Fritz are working diligently to make sure that that's done, and make sure that we don't have those overlaps. So
it'll be like, Mr. Barton, how long is your performance?
It's a bump in the road. It's a bump in the road that honestly, it's a bump in the road that if it makes us better later,
that's
awesome.
Right.
But it's just like I told Mr. Barton on Monday, we want our football games to be a community event. I want that. Right. That's exactly, because there are other groups in the school that need a venue to showcase what they're doing. And if we can work it out to where a football game is the place that they do that, then that's exactly what we should do. I want everybody in Richmond at our game on Friday night, and then after
you had the state champion golf parents there, girls golf. They were there, so that was a bonus.
And so we want everybody there, and we want it to be a huge venue, and we've got the perfect opportunity to make sure that we do that next Friday night.
Yeah.
Not this Friday night, but next Friday night.
Oh, definitely against Southern. I think it will be packed. You do too?
I hope so.
Well, it depends on the weather, maybe.
Yeah, but hey, it's football.
That's right. It's football time.
It's football. Some of the best football you'll ever see played in inclement weather. So just go get it.
That is true. And with your field.
Yeah,
I think you're going to do great.
We don't have to worry about a mud pit or anything,
right.
So it's all good.
That's right. Anything else? I've run through my checklist. So anything else? I didn't even give the score of the game. You can see that in the paper. We're not talking about the score.
Just thanks to our fans and thanks to our parents and especially all of our sponsors. That have done such a big. That they help us so much, and we're really hitting a very critical part of our season. We need to finish strong. We need to finish the regular season strong. Again, our goal is to finish the regular season strong and try our best to secure a winning season, and then roll into the playoffs hot. Again, I feel like that our team, we get healthy and we're playing well, we can really get on a roll here at the end, and who knows what might happen making a run in the playoffs. So. That's a big thing. I just really hope that folks continue to support us and can continue to support our kids, because they've worked hard and they deserve it, and we will continue to work hard and get better a day at a time.
Blake Gross won't be back in time for playoffs. Will Cody Kidd be back?
We have hopes that Cody will have an opportunity to come back. We kind of to be determined on that. Of course, obviously Blake and Hunter are out for a while.
Hunter too. That's right.
Kenton is out this week for sure, and Jesse Cox is out this week for sure. we've got a bunch of injuries. On the defensive side of the ball, Joshua Doolin, who has actually been not active since July, he came out of spring ball as a starter at defensive end, and so we count Josh into that. We're actually down 6 potential defensive starters right now.
Wow, a lot.
So while that is a lot, it gives somebody else an opportunity to play.
Right.
So with the next man up, we got to go play, and then it gives somebody else an opportunity to play and shine, and hopefully, make a big play at a big time. So we're gonna keep battling.
And before we close, we want to give a big shout out to the team. I guess your freshman and JV.
Yes, yeah, JV team has battled all year long, and they are so much better. They've improved so much, since the beginning of the season. It's been really good to see them come along and again see guys, earn some opportunity to get on the field on Friday nights as well. And our freshman team continues to roll along. They had a big win over Lafayette this past Monday night. And the championship pairings are set. The pairings are set for, I guess, championship Saturday, which will be Halloween, October the 31st.
Okay.
And our freshmen will play Henry Clay at 2:15. I believe the game will be at Tate's Creek.
Okay.
And that will be for the Bluegrass Freshman Conference Championship, so we're excited about that.
It's going to be a good game.
That Scott County will play Bryan Station in the noon game prior to that, and it's going to be a real great day for those guys and a chance to go over. And it had a narrow defeat to Henry Clay at our place a few weeks ago that they got us 34-28. So a real chance for our guys to go and maybe kind of set that straight a little bit. So it's going to be a great game. Henry Clay's got a phenomenal freshman club, and we feel like we've got a pretty darn good one ourselves. So we look forward to it.
All right, I had someone ask me this question. I'm going to forward this question on to you from one of our viewers. You can't memorize all their numbers on your team. Can you memorize all their numbers? Are you close?
Maybe.
Somebody asked me that, and I said, I'll ask him.
I see numbers better than I do names sometimes. I will say that.
Because their names aren't on the back of their jersey. So
maybe you can quiz me on it sometime. I don't know. We'll see.
There you go. That answers your question.
I'm pretty good when we're doing laundry. When we're doing laundry and putting the stuff up, I'm pretty good.
You know who to give it back to.
I'm pretty good at that. But now in front of the camera, I may freeze up. So.
Do they keep their numbers? I guess all 4 years, their same number.
Our policy has always been that we give the guys an opportunity. Of course, starting with seniors and working the way down, and then returning players have the first opportunity.
Okay.
And then if it's a new player to the team, say there's a junior coming out for the first time, we'll let the returning guys get their chance to pick number first, and then go from there.
Okay.
So then. It kind of goes in that order. So if I come in and I'm a freshman and I want number 52, my son Caleb will laugh about that because he knows why.
Okay.
But anyway, but anyway, if that's the number that I want, then and the senior has it, then I'm going to wait till that senior comes in, and then when that number comes available, if I get a shot at it, then I can pick it. But that's kind of how we do things.
Okay.
Do things with that. Which there's no easy way to do it. There's no fair way to do it. So we just try to do that. But Cody. I'm not sure how many times Cody Kidd's changed numbers in his career. He was 19 last year. He's 1 this year, and so I know he switched that up.
Yeah.
And we've had a few guys change over the course of time, and then some guys just they like their number and they keep it.
They keep it. Well, that's a good answer because I'd be going 24. Yeah, without their names on the back. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to remember them all. So, but
you gave me an easy one. His jersey's hanging over there.
They're perfect. See, perfect. All right, Coach. Best of luck to you this coming Friday night. We won't do a coach's show the next week because it's an away game, but we're excited for 2 more weeks when we get a chance to meet with you again right after the Southern game.
Yep, it'll be a big week, and that'll be the perfect timing because we're getting ready to roll into our playoffs there, and hopefully I'm able to come back here and report a healthy team with a couple of wins under our belt and things going well.
Right. That's right. All right. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
And when we come right back, we're going to talk to some of the seniors. I think there were 6 of them. So we'll be right back right after this.
Thanks to our great sponsors, Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, Jerry Goble and State Farm Insurance, Richmond, Express Roofing, We've got you covered. ExpressRoofing.net. Cumberland Valley National Bank in Richmond and Berea. Luxury Pet Services in Richmond. Time Warner Cable. Equipment Sales and Rentals. Madison County Schools. Tatum Enterprises. And Real Life Community Church, myrealchurch.org. We want to be sure and thank our fine sponsors, Berea Online, First Gear, WKYT.com, and the Colonel Sports Card Shop. A shout out to another great sponsor, Journey Auto and Boat Sales in Richmond. And welcome to another great sponsor, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, Chris Hornsby in Highland Park.
Hello everyone, I'm Madison County School Superintendent Elmer Thomas, and I want to thank you for watching Madison County School Sports Television.
Follow Madison County School Sports Television on Twitter, or like us on Facebook, MCS TV, and of course, watch all of our videos on YouTube.
Hey everyone, my name's Alex, and I want you to watch MadisonCountySchoolSports.com.
The following is in smokeless tobacco: cadmium, formaldehyde, lead, nicotine, nitrosamines, polonium-210, hydrazine, benzopyrene, and uranium-235. Don't be a dip. Don't dip. It's the Mark Center Show from the Jack Burford Chevrolet Studios in Richmond, Kentucky. Now with your host, Samantha Burford.
Welcome back to Madison County School Sports Television. I'm Samantha Burford. We're here at Jack Burford Chevrolet, and I have a fine-looking group of young men here with me. They're Madison Central seniors, football players, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves. So we'll let you go first.
I'm Bryce Stewart, Madison Central varsity right guard.
I'm Britton Chenault. I wide receiver.
Great.
I'm Austin Kraft, and I play free safety.
I'm John Williams, number 9. I play receiver.
Adam Atkins, outside linebacker.
All right. So, guys, it's been a difficult season. It's kind of been up and down as far as wins and losses. Is there anything or any game from this year that really you guys are like, okay, I really want to talk about this play or this game?
Woodford County was an awesome game. We were clicking. That's how we should play every week.
Yeah.
Everything was fluid. Everyone was working together, and we came up with big plays at big times, and that's what we need to do throughout the rest of the season, especially heading into playoffs.
I agree with that, and I'm sure you guys all agree with that. That was pretty well said, don't you think? Mm-hmm. Out of the 4 years that you guys have been with Madison Central on the football team, what's been your favorite? I know we talked about it earlier. You let's hear it.
It's probably junior year versus Southern at Southern. The atmosphere was crazy.
It was. And when you got Coach Stoops flying in his helicopter, and yeah, he was there to see you, wasn't he?
No.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. I love it. How about you?
My favorite of all time would probably have to be Woodford County game when I got the Big Six.
Oh yeah, that's big time, isn't it? That's got to be impressive. And how about you?
I just transferred here this year. It's my first year here. So.
Okay, so you got a special game this year?
Yeah, I came here from Clark County, so it's this week.
Oh, so tell us your thoughts, because you guys play this Friday night against Clark County. So, okay, that's got to be a challenge.
I mean, it's gonna be cool to see everybody again, but I mean, it's just another game. We just gotta go through, execute. We gotta do what we work through on every day throughout the week. So.
Yeah, you're right. Do any of you guys or anybody on the team that you want to, give us the secrets of, like maybe some superstitions or anything that you do ritual-wise before a game or after a game?
I wouldn't really call it a superstition, but I have to listen to music before every game.
You do. You put your headphones on.
Don't talk to anyone.
Does anybody nap before a
I
game?
gotta go sleep.
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
So you come home from school and you rest? You gotta
No.
take a nap?
Oh, no, we stay at the locker room.
Oh, you stay in the locker room?
Yeah, we eat and then
Okay, where do you sleep in the locker room?
on the floor.
Wherever you fall out.
Yeah, wherever you fall.
Wherever you want, wherever you can find a cozy little spot. Do you take blankets or you just laying there?
I have a
Some
pillow.
people
I
on.
just
Like
like
blankets.
yeah.
Some people do take blankets?
Some people take blankets.
Anybody ever brought those, like, what is it, those one-piece pajamas? You wouldn't be caught dead.
Oh,
in those.
no.
Not. Be kind of fun for Halloween, though, wouldn't it? Little costume. Will you guys do anything as a group for Halloween? It's coming up. Anybody go trick-or-treating together on Saturday night?
I'm planning on watching the UK Tennessee game.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty big. coming up,
I'm
isn't
doing the concession stand there for it.
it? Yeah?
Yeah, it's gonna be good there.
I think you're right. I think that's a great idea. What about you?
I'm not really doing anything.
You're not doing anything for Halloween? No. Are you dressing up?
I'm going to get some candy. That's
You,
what
you gotta have a costume to get some candy. You gotta put a mask on,
I'm going
something.
to find something in my closet. Oh,
Maybe
no.
you guys could buy those masks. I think really popular right
Oh.
now are those like presidential masks. You could
That'd
be
fun.
Hillary Clinton. How about that? Wear your central jersey with a Hillary Clinton mask. Would you do that?
Seems a
I'm
little
being silly,
far-fetched.
but it'd be kind of fun though, wouldn't it? So as seniors this year, how have you guys stepped up and led this group of fine young men? It's a big team this year.
We just gotta pick up the intensity and do
Mhm.
what we gotta do.
And that's what you tell them, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What else?
We lead for like we lead from playing the play and them seeing how you do it, and we do the same thing in and out every week. Even if we lose, if we win, it's the same thing. You got to get back on the horse and you got to
Right.
be ready to rock next weekend.
Yeah, I think coach is pretty good at keeping you guys on a strict schedule as far as eating as a team and your, as far as every week something, a routine.
Yeah, we're on this pretty much same routine every week.
Yeah. So do you guys give any pep talks before a game, or what do you do? As seniors, you got to do something.
We don't really talk. We just.
You let the coaches
we
do
just
that?
it. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
get
I mean,
them
I got a bunch of stuff in mind that I want to do, but coach is always like, focus on the game.
Oh, he doesn't want you motivating. That's
Yeah,
that's
he's
coach's
like-
job, right? He's wanting you to think about the plays. Yeah. We won't talk about last week's game, but I mean, you got to be excited about the coming game. I know he is, but how everybody else? I mean,
Oh, I can't wait.
yeah. What do you all think? Clark County, they're going to be pretty tough, but you think you got them?
We do.
Yeah,
We do, always.
Yeah.
It's not a
You
question.
can't go into a week without expecting to lose.
Yeah, no
you can't
matter who you're
expect to lose.
playing.
Right. You guys have had a pretty difficult schedule.
Oh, we always do.
Mm-hmm.
You do, being in 6A, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
No easy.
All of them winnable though. Every
Yep.
one.
Yeah. I mean, it is pretty tough. And Coach and I have sat here and talked every time we've met about your all schedule, because he doesn't make it easy on you guys. He wants you to play a challenging
gotta play.
schedule. I mean, you could be however many and and then,
His first round of the playoffs.
and exactly.
Yeah, you gotta
But he
beat
wants
the
you to be
best of the
prepared.
best.
What are your all's thoughts on that?
I think it's the way it should be. You can't go through a season undefeated and then lose your first playoff game. Like, that's,
So you like it. Doesn't
Oh, yeah.
matter that you're 4-4 right now.
I like the competition.
You
It's-
do?
It's the best way to
Once we
roll.
do our thing in playoffs, ain't nobody gonna worry about what happened right in the season.
Yeah, because you kind of start over in the playoffs, don't you?
Yeah.
But you're going to be playing away, I guess, in the first district game or, in playoffs.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Doesn't matter.
It's a way.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter?
Doesn't matter.
So you don't
Doesn't
think
matter.
having that home field advantage will help? You're going to mindset that it doesn't matter.
You gotta tune the crowd out from the get go. You can't be listening to all of them.
Yeah. So we talked about Clark County. Let's talk about Southern.
Oh, can't wait.
Well,
Absolutely.
So this year it's on your turf.
Oh,
What do
yeah.
you think?
It's over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about it every day.
And
You
the
think
Lions
about it
did.
every day?
Every
I
day.
think I just like
The
kind of
Lions
think
did,
about
man.
how when we gonna be Southern, we'll have a good team and all that, and we're gonna do what we can to get them.
I agree. Now, with it being on your home turf this year, there probably won't be a bunch of helicopters flying around this year. Hi, welcome. There won't be a bunch of helicopters flying around this year, though, will there? So it might be a little less intense, more about football.
It'll
Right?
be intense, though.
Not
I
just
think,
about
I think the
Harris.
intensity's still going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
It's a county matchup. It's
Yeah. And the thing is, you guys probably have played with some of the Southern football players, you know,
throughout.
middle school or even in some of all the other like club sports that you guys have done.
Mm-hmm.
You know some of those players?
Oh, no, I know a lot of them.
You do?
I have some friends over at Southern on the
Yeah.
football team.
Are they talking smack on Twitter or Snapchat or anything? Or are you talking smack? Coach probably wouldn't want you
No, we
doing
can't
that.
talk
would
we
he?
can't.
No, strict policies on all that.
Yeah.
All right, let's introduce you. Let's come on up here and you stand right up here. Introduce yourself right here.
My name is Jack Cockrell. I play on the football team, number 52, defensive end.
And you're a senior.
Yeah,
So how has this year been going for you?
pretty good.
Good. We like
I
to hear
got
that.
better.
You've gotten better. Okay, well now see, that's what everybody wants to hear because that's what a coach loves. They want you to get better every year and every season, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What else do we need to talk about, guys?
Keep being successful.
Yes.
I mean, we got to get in that mindset
Right.
of not losing, not giving up an inch.
Always gotta be focused and all that.
Yeah. Does anybody have any aspirations of either collegiate football or going to college or joining the armed forces? What does anybody want to do after high school?
I haven't decided personally if I'm playing college football or not yet, but I'm definitely going to college.
Okay.
If I'm playing football or if not.
Okay. Okay. How about you?
I want to play on the next level, but I mean, if that can't happen, then I mean, I'm going to college regardless.
Regardless, okay.
It's about the same thing. I want to play. on
You
the
do
next
want to
level,
play.
too.
Have you
Yes,
been
ma'am.
looking anywhere?
I mean, I got my like dream schools and stuff, but that's what I mean. I don't
You're
know.
keeping it a secret. You're keeping it a secret. You know, you're running out of time, guys. You know, it is, the end of October almost.
Oh yeah,
Um,
applying's
You need
scary.
to scoot over some. We want to make sure you're seen. And how about you? What do you want to do after high
I'm
school?
finna go to college and I'm going to the armed forces.
You are? Well, good for you. That's fantastic. And what about you?
I want to go to the next level.
You do?
College, yeah.
Love it. I like hearing that. What about you?
I'm
Can you
going
see
to
him? I
the-
want to make sure you can see.
I'm going to the military,
You are?
Yes, ma'am.
You know which branch?
the army.
All right. I think it's fantastic. You guys are a great group of guys, and I know that because Coach talks about his seniors and about every show that we do and how well respected you are and how great you are for the team. So I wish you guys the best. And you got how many? You got Clark County, Southern, and then the playoffs, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's almost coming to an end.
Yeah,
Yes,
scary.
yeah.
Is that going to be a little sad on senior night?
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's
Yeah.
fun.
Will you have some family members walk you out?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll have to get them to come in. I'm sure they'll be proud to do that. Well, we thank you guys for coming, and I know you guys are busy between school and football and eating. I know you guys eat a lot, right?
Yes.
Coach
Yeah.
tells me all the time he's having to recruit more people to bring in more food because you guys are a group of growing guys, right? You eat a lot.
A lot.
Got to stay nourished, right, for those football games. All right. Well, it's good to see you guys, and we thank you for coming, all right? Thanks for watching Madison County School Sports Television. We'll see you soon.
Thanks to our great sponsors, Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, Jerry Goble and State Farm Insurance, Richmond, Express Roofing, we've got you covered, expressroofing.net, Cumberland Valley National Bank in Richmond and Berea, Luxury Pet Services in Richmond, Time Warner Cable, Equipment Sales and Rentals, Madison County Schools, Tatum Enterprises, and Real Life Community Church, myrealchurch.org. We want to be sure and thank our fine sponsors, Berea Online, First Gear, WKYT.com, and the Colonel Sports Card Shop. A shout out to another great sponsor, Journey Auto and Boat Sales in Richmond. And welcome to another great sponsor, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, Chris Hornsby in Highland Park.
Hello everyone, I'm Madison County Schools Superintendent Elmer Thomas, and I want to thank you for watching Madison County School Sports Television.
Follow Madison County School Sports Television on Twitter, or like us on Facebook, MCS TV, and of course, watch all of our videos on YouTube.
Hey everyone, my name's Alex, and I want you to watch MadisonCountySchoolSports.com.
The following is in smokeless tobacco: cadmium, formaldehyde, lead, nicotine, nitrosamines, polonium-210, hydrazine, benzopyrene, and uranium-235. Don't be a dip. Don't dip.